Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the Sikh Helpline show. Hello, and welcome to the Sikh Helpline show today with myself, Gyani Sukha Singh Ji. Gyani Ji.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Excellent. Today's show is going to be about statistics and also about a few other things that are happening within the community and nationally across the world as well, about grooming, domestic violence, bullying. Today we're going to have some facts and figures for you, and we're also going to speak to you about how to prevent some of these things from happening to yourself and to your family members as well. So Gyani Ji, over to yourself. This is your statistics.
Yes.
I'm just going to show that to everybody there.
All right.
So let's start off with domestic abuse. It says out of 5,000 calls that you've received, 22% of those were domestic abuse, which is 1,100 calls out of 5,000.
Yeah, what actually we did was, we took the last 500 calls.
Yeah.
Because our calls are logged in. Every call we come in, so we practically put down the structure of the call, what's the pattern of the call, what's the category of it, where it comes from. All of this is logged in our database.
Right.
So lately we taken out the 5,000 calls we receive.
Yeah.
Then we broke down the calls into the pie chart here.
Right.
What we have done is we put domestic abuse, divorce, and relationship as one category. Then grooming, conversion, and sexual abuse another one.
So let me hear that again. So grooming, conversion.
Grooming, conversion, and sexual abuse is one. Put as one, you know. And then the other one is marriage, divorce, and relationship.
Okay.
We have broke it down because otherwise it will be too many small pieces. We still can break it down further if we want. And then substance abuse, which comes under drugs and alcohol, we have put as one category. Then depression, and then health matters and so on, we have put under one category. Bullying and discrimination, that's another category.
Okay.
So with that, we've broken down this pie chart to see what kind of calls we've been receiving for the last 500 calls. And obviously, if you look at our pie chart, it says 27% of 500 calls. 5,000. Sorry, 5,000 calls we receive on grooming, conversion, and sexual abuse.
So out of 5,000 calls, that's what, 1,000, how much?
1,350.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other one is domestic abuse, where marriage, divorce, or relationship issues. That's the second highest of 22%. Then we have bullying, discrimination. That also is quite high in our community.
Well, there's only 50 calls between the domestic abuse, marriage, divorce, relationship, and bullying and discrimination, because domestic abuse is 1,100 calls, and bullying and discrimination is 1,050.
50 calls, yeah. So that's about 50 calls difference.
Yeah.
And then we've got depression, anxiety, health matters, and so on. That comes 17%.
That's about 850
about
calls.
850 calls. And then substance abuse. So we received 400 calls on drugs and alcohol, which the helpline has got involved and tried to help and support. And others are small other issues which they call the helpline.
That's at 4%, which is
4%, yeah. Some 200. Of them are some just general advice, Sikh issues and so on, they call the Sikh Helpline. So this is practically roughly our breakdown. We are going to write a report over this, and then we're going to publish out our Sikh Helpline report about this whole issues and so on.
Well, considering we've got all these pie charts and these statistics, what I want you to tell me today and what I want you to tell the viewers is domestic abuse, so marriage, divorce, and relationship. From the 22%, what's the common theme? What have you kept coming against and against and against? And what advice do you have to perhaps maybe stop the percentage of domestic abuse and relationship and marriage and divorce?
So when it comes to domestic abuse under relationship and other issues, you know, majority of them are, the one I can say they are alcohol related.
Okay.
Then the other one, there's a differences of understanding of life, because some of them are born in UK, and some of them they married someone from India
or abroad
or somewhere else. So the differences of understanding of culture, values, and so on. So that plays a lot of matter.
And are you commonly seeing this in arranged marriages, or are you seeing this in all across the board, or where's the common theme in the domestic abuse?
This is quite difficult to pin it down, you know, but
I'm sorry for asking you
that.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's quite difficult to pin it exactly down.
Yeah.
But okay, like when you say arranged marriages, those who marry abroad, majority of them are arranged by parents and so on. And then I got certain quite number of calls where parents know that okay, they cannot control their son, or their son a little bit of got alcohol issues or drug issues. They say koi nahi hote vyah karke ab pit su tu juga na. So but what they don't realize is they're putting the burden, the problem on someone else.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does not resolve. You should resolve your matter before you get them married. And
in regards to the domestic abuse, have you ever encountered that it could be a third party interference as well? So you've got husband and wife, like, you know, often people turn around and say the in-laws, or they say the masiyan, the chache, taiya, our friends, whoever, they like to give their 2 pence worth in and stir the pot. Have you ever come across that?
Yes, a lot.
So
we do get a lot of these issues where sometimes the in-laws are involved. It could be a boy or could be a girl, both ways doesn't matter, because nowadays sometimes we see a girl who are born from here, they marry someone from India, then that's where they put to be pressure because they are here, they're from India, you know? And then you know, these kind of things do cause a lot of issue. And in-laws, there is, I think that's a common problem everywhere, you know?
And what would your advice be on that topic, just for domestic abuse and the knocking on effects as well? If you tied it up in one sentence, what would you suggest to stop this?
To stop this it's quite difficult. It depends on individual family, how they bring up their children. Sometimes, okay, if you look at the parents' viewpoint that, okay, I brought up my child for 23 years, 25 years, and here someone just walked in his life and taking him over, controlling him over. So the parents don't want to let go. No? And then the other side, the worst person suffers among all is the middle person. Because one side is the wife, one side is the mom. Both are important people in his life, and he don't want to hurt both of them, and he just stuck in the middle. You know?
But fundamentally, I know we're talking about just like it's women and men, but sometimes it's the woman as well, because she might be hitting and abusing the husband and saying, you know, oh, your parents are like this and my brother or this and that.
It works both ways. We had a call before where a young girl came to ask some help. We are not handling the case, but it's more of they wanted to convert the telephone conversation into MP3, you know. And then he said, can you please go through it and cut the bits which she wants, and she doesn't want some of the bits, you know. So listening to the conversation, this is my analyzing myself, you know, or my understanding or my viewpoint, you know. Listening to the conversation, what I felt is actually the girl is provoking the situation. What she is doing is she is sort of keep on what you can say. She keep on saying things until the husband loses his anger. And that's it. That's what she wants, you know.
And I think
to prove that she's right and he's wrong. But that's not a relationship.
No, it's not. And I think personally, domestic abuse doesn't mean that it's third party interference. It can be first party, husband and wife, alcohol, drug abuse, whatever. But you need to step back and have a look. That are you the main problem? Is he or she the main problem? Is somebody else the problem? And you need to accept it, understand it, and stop it. Otherwise, it will just grow, it will get bigger, and who knows what the next step is from domestic abuse.
The other thing on domestic abuse is not just physical.
No.
They got mental abuse, they got financial abuse, they got emotional abuse. We had a young girl call the helpline saying that she's from India. She got married, and the mother-in-law and the son-in-law, the mother-in-law and the son, the husband, both of them were sort of keeping her in control. Not giving her any financial support, not giving her a phone call to make to India, just making her do things at home, you know. and she have to stay only at home. Not even registering her with a local GP. They are afraid that this message, the information will go out. And I think that is quite cruel, keeping somebody in this kind of situation.
Well, they're not a pet. It's a human being. And this is what you got to realize. Let them live their life how you would want to live your life as well. So Gyaniji, moving on to the next one, because we've got quite a few to cover. I don't want to go on to grooming just yet. I want to move over to bullying and discrimination. Tell me some of the calls. I mean, you've got 21% here. That's 1,050 calls.
1,050 calls out of the 5,000
Tell me what's the common theme with that.
Bullying and discrimination. Bullying, we do get a lot of calls on schools. Where boys have been bullied, they've been called names, they've been pushed around. We had one where his dastar was just removed by one of his friends or students or whatever. So this kind of calls we do get, and not only in school, we do get bullying in working place. So they call the helpline and saying that I feel I've been harassed, I've been bullied by my boss or my co-worker and so on.
And why? From your calls and your experiences going to the schools, going to the work establishments, what have you found out? Why would one person do that to another person? Would you say it's racial? Would you say it's not understanding?
I think it's mixture of all. Some of them, maybe they look different, or it could be racial. And sometimes people, if they are bullied, they just bully. Regardless whoever comes, they just keep on bullying. If they see anybody weak or they don't like, they just bully them. Like we got a call before where this was a young, I think, if I can remember, I think he was only 6 years old or 5, 6 years old. I'm talking about nursery or
infants.
And the father called me. He said that, look, I need to go around and sort out this issue. He said, this is the third time I'm going to the school, and the school did not take it seriously. I said, what's actually happening? He said, the other young girl is sort of making fun of his juda, saying you got a bun, you look like a girl, and then sort of say a lot of things. And they've approached the school before, but the thing is the school did not take it seriously. And when they called the helpline, I said, look, let us go down, have a meeting with the school. So the first thing I told the school, even though they're young kids, I said this is racial discrimination. I said because the juda, or you can say the juda on the head, is part of our religion. I said, who shall we question tomorrow if the child decide to cut his hair? I said, what answers are you going to give me if the child decide to do that? And when I said racial discrimination, the head teacher said, all right, this have to go to the governors. They have got policies. If it comes under if it comes under basic bullying, the school will handle themselves. If the moment racial discrimination comes, their policies, they have to inform the governors. Now the governors are involved, and then they took the matter seriously, spoke to the other parents about the child and resolved the matter.
So looking at this, if you are experiencing any kind of bullying or discrimination at school or work, there are proper channels that we can go through, but you do need to let us know. And that way, if it be by school governors, school head teachers, or at work, you have unions, you can go further as taking it to the local councillors, governors, things like that. So there are ways of helping and supporting you guys, but you've got to give us a call, and you've got to let Gyaniji know and the Sikh Helpline know about that. So Gyaniji, moving forward, because I want to leave grooming till the end, if that's okay. So we'll talk about that after the break, because that's the largest one. Just before the break, I want to move over to depression and anxiety. So it's 17% there. That's I think that was 850 calls?
850 calls.
Talk to me about that.
That is quite actually it's a really specialized and a very serious issues when it comes to depression and anxiety and sort of mental health issues. Sometimes from the call itself, we know there is an issue there. Because the way the person speaks, the language they speak, there's something, they need help and support. And obviously, depression also is, we got quite a number of cases where people are really depressed over certain things. And then we have to get some professionals involved in it, try to talk to them and try to resolve the matter. And in fact, what our next campaign is on mental health.
Mental health.
We are drawing, our administrator is actually drawing up a plan to go through this campaign on mental health. At this moment, the next 3 or 4 months, we are covering domestic violence. We are going to do a campaign of a video covering real cases of people, how they went through, like case study, you know. We're going to do a case study on a few victims.
Okay.
Then we're going to interview professionals to ask them to review this case study and give their opinion or what they went through, what help they could have got, or what direction they should have taken. So that is the next project we are taking up.
Okay.
After that project comes under mental health.
Excuse me, sorry, yeah.
Our plan is we have got some ideas of, we're still brainstorming the session. What we are thinking is, because depression, mental health, they are very serious issues, and
Yeah.
you really need someone professional on board. So from the helpline, we are looking into employing someone who got mental health sort of experience, and practically all the mental health issues, depression issues that one person will look into, and they'll bring more awareness about the issue, and also make a lot of outreach with other organizations.
Right. Okay.
So that they can it can be a specialized sort of division in between the Sikh Helpline.
Right. So on depression and anxiety, there's many things that can put somebody into depression. Something at work, personal, family, friends, a situation even. Don't suffer in silence, don't be on your own. Give the Sikh Helpline a call and let them know what's happening, what you're going through, because they have the skill sets, they have the connections, they have the people and the help, and most importantly, the help that you will need to get better.
Coming to that, before we go to the next topic.
I was just going to go on a break, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. I just want to say out there to the community, if you are expert on mental health issue, or you're expert in more of depression kind of issues, any kind of this kind of serious issues, please contact the helpline and volunteer on our services. Give something back to the community. We help someone. I think there's nothing more greater seva than supporting someone in that kind of situation.
And you can get that at www.sikhhelpline.com. Just go to the vacancies part, just go to the volunteer page. You'll be able to apply there. And like Gyaniji said, special mental health issues, any kind of support, medical support that you've done will be really appreciated in a form of seva as you're giving back to the community. So we're going to go on to a break now, and on the break, when we come back, we've got 2 more sections to discuss, both equally as important, but we'll see you after the break. Hello and welcome back to the Sikh Helpline show. With myself today, we still have Gyani Sukha Singh ji. Gyanji, thank you for still being here with your statistics and your factual base, which is really, really important and valid. The last 2 parts of the pie chart that we want to discuss is substance abuse and grooming. We'll start off with substance abuse, Gyanji, if that's okay, and we'll leave grooming till the end, because I think that's your largest amount of calls. So I want to go into that quite a bit. So please tell me, you've got 9% here of substance abuse calls. What other than the general drugs and alcohol?
I think it's about 400 cases, am I right?
I think so,
400 calls here. Yeah. Practically on drugs and alcohol, it is a big issue in the community.
Yeah.
And we do get called, not only married people or older generation, even kids are becoming alcoholic. And then the parents are sort of concerned about their future and what's happening to them. They call the helpline for help and support.
Yeah.
And we do get a lot of calls, and at this moment what we have done is, because when it comes to alcohol and drugs, one is emotionally you can sit and talk to them, help them, support them, but when it comes to detox and all this stuff, you need to have a professional center where they have to look through the medical background of the person. How can we get them on detox? Detox is one thing, and the other thing I find out is, okay, if you've gone through detox, you clean the system from your body, it takes 4 or 5 weeks or 2-3 weeks. That is not a solution to the problem.
Right.
Because what happens is, if you go through detox and then when you come back home, you end up becoming alcoholic again. I think counseling, sitting and talking, trying to understand why you're going through this and why you should not go through this, I think that is very, very important.
So from the 9%, what's the common theme? What have you found out to why people turn to alcohol and drugs?
I think more of it's practically society.
Yeah.
I feel it's society. In fact, if you really ask me, even once we were talking about creating this video,
Yeah.
which we are still going to,
Yeah.
It's regarding a young girl come back home drunk at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then the mom and dad is sitting in the hall with an angry face, and call her down, and then sort of start telling her off, The mom go on, then the dad telling her off, then the mom telling her off. You say, you're a girl, you should not be doing this, you should not be drinking. The normal structure how parents do. After 20 minutes or 30 minutes of all the telling off and firing and so on, the girl actually stood up and said, Mom, Dad, I got one thing to say. When I was young, I was 5 years old, I was 6 years old, I was 17 years old, I was 18 years old. Whenever after you go for wedding parties, Mom, sometimes you are drunk.
Yeah.
Dad, sometimes you are drunk. Then some uncle will take us home because you both cannot drive.
Yeah.
He said, you are my role model.
Yeah.
So where did I go wrong?
Exactly.
And I feel that even the parents should also try to understand they are role model to their kids.
They are.
I'm not blaming everything on the parents because there is also society outside.
There is.
Sometimes you have very good parents who are very religious on the path and so on. But when the kids join the wrong society, they end up drinking and taking alcohol.
And drugs and everything.
You're talking about drugs. I had this one case. The mom called me. This is a message to everyone out there also. The mom called me saying that she's going to India because the son is a drug addict. He said, I need to get rid of the drugs. You got a flight in 2 weeks' time or something like that. Then I asked the mom, what's the situation? She said, in the morning, when she made breakfast for the boy, he was actually staring at the plate for 45-50 minutes. He just like, not there or there, I don't know, whatever he's doing. He said he just not responding to anything. Then the mom felt really worried to say, I need to get this off his system. And I told the mom, I said, you go to Punjab.
Yeah.
They're full of alcoholics there. No?
And druggies.
I said, there is a lot of structure which built in this country, which can help you on alcohol and drugs. And for her, staying in this country for 20 to 30 years, she doesn't even know there are a lot of organizations there where can help you in drugs or alcohol issues. And we introduced her to a local detox center.
Yeah.
She sent her son there. I said, don't send to India, go down to the center. And in 6 months, the son was clean and cleared.
So it's a lack of awareness, it's a lack of knowledge. You need to speak to people to understand what's there around you to help you, what support you have. Nobody's going to do it on their own. You need to speak up, stand up, call the Sikh Helpline. They'll be able to direct you to the right channels and give you the right support. So Gyaniji brings me over to the final section.
Yeah.
Which is your largest section of 5,000 calls, 27%. Grooming, conversion and sexual abuse.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this down for a second.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that.
Well, grooming, what is the other one?
Grooming, conversion and sexual abuse.
Yeah. Conversion is actually linked to grooming.
Yeah.
Because we do get a lot of young kids who get involved with boys, and then they manage to sort of convince them to change their religion and so on. So grooming also is a big issue. We got so many cases coming through. We had a 15-year-old girl, we have 17-year-old girl. There was one family where 2 of them are sort of walking on the path of grooming. And in some schools, quite high, what do you call that? There are more cases in a certain school, high risk in the school, because there was one school which I don't mention on the TV, where I had first call, so we try to help the family. Then
was that in Birmingham though?
No, I don't mention the town, in Midlands.
Midlands, okay.
Then I got a second call from a different family, where the girl has already left home, so they're trying to do some mediation, try to talk to her, get her back home, try to resolve the matter. While handling that case, I realized the older sister is in the same situation which the parents are not aware of. So can you see the pattern is quite strong. I think I mentioned this before, where we had a 15-year-old girl. I think this is something also for the parents to understand. Okay, things do happen, but how you tackle the problem, how you try to resolve the problem, that is very, very important. it doesn't, you cannot do like our Desi style, do chapair marking, and take the phone away from them.
That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, and that sort of push the girl further, one. And second thing is, they know they can get support from the police and other organization out there.
So, we understand that in terms of grooming, how it happens, why it happens.
Yeah.
What can people do to stop it from happening? What interventions can you put in? What awareness can you give them? From the calls that you've had,
yeah.
What's the regular theme? What went wrong?
What went wrong? Well, from my understanding, as much as I can remember, it's not, sometimes we say it's from a broken family.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, majority they are from a broken family, but it's not only from broken family. Because when you're talking about grooming or brainwashing or anything like that, they will target whoever they want. Like I give you example of a 12-year-old girl. The mom called the Sikh Helpline saying that the girl's attitude has changed, her behavior has changed. I don't understand why, you know. He said, can someone come down and talk to her? So we sent one of our volunteers to talk to her. After about 45-50 minutes discussion with the young girl in the parents of the in the presence of the parents, what we realized, we went and gone through the computer and look at the Facebook or whatever she chat with someone. What we realized, somebody is already working on her at the age of 12. And we look at the pattern of it. They sort of, if I give you example, this is the conversation on the internet. He is saying that your mom doesn't trust you because you're a girl.
Yeah.
Your mom trusts your brother more than you. Your mom, a lot of things they're throwing, using our normal culture values, which in our house they do, to brainwash the girl. And the girl is actually, she responds, she says, no, my mom is not like that. My mom is not like that. My mom is not like that. And that thought is still in the girl's mind. And when the mom say, off your computer, come and have some food or something like that, or the mom shout at her, look, off your computer now, go and study. And automatically it hits in the mind, actually he's right.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't
So they're
trust me.
planting a seed and giving it water, letting it grow.
It grows. Then can you imagine at the age of 12, 13, 14, the moment 14 or 15 years old, and then it'll be very, very difficult to bring the girl back.
Yeah. I mean, some people ਕਈਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀ ਆ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਤੇ ਬੈਠਣ ਦਾ 12 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ and you know we live in a world where the internet and studying is so fast and so advanced now that you need the internet and you need things. The old school of going into a book and trying to find it like this with the lamp, they're gone. You know, when you can just put it into the internet, you get it like this.
It is dangerous, but of course, staying in this time of the world, we need internet, we need everything along, but you also need precaution and you also need to make sure that your kids are not walking the wrong path. No?
So that's the bit on grooming. The conversion bit, why would that happen? Is it because it's a lack of knowledge? Is it because I think it is. I think today's society, they're more interested, and you know, and I'm making a sweeping statement here, but I think they're more interested in the music videos, the latest films, the latest dramas, than actually knowing their own roots. You know, some people think Sikhi started in 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. It's a lot longer than 1984, we'll have you know. Until you don't know your roots, until you don't know your foundations, anybody can come and plant their own roots within your mind, within your soul, and you will believe that. And this is, I believe, is the fundamental basics where people look at and speak to, because they'll ask you questions and say, do you know this, do you know that? Once they know you're a bit of a flying little kite.
Like I said, they use their, whatever family is going through, they use that for their benefit, you know. Like we've seen this conversation once, someone sent me, saying that this guy was questioning the girl, saying that you don't have a religion at home.
Yeah.
So why don't you convert? Then he said, why should I? He said, your parents don't have the star. Your mom doesn't follow the Sikhi path. So practically you don't have a religion. So this kind of things when they put in their mind and the kids get confused. And then furthermore, I was reading one of the quotation is saying that Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to Makkah.
Yeah.
Only Muslims can go to Makkah. He's actually a Muslim. That's why he went to Mecca.
Yeah.
And then I have to explain to the person, I said, look, Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to Mecca. Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to Hardwar, where the Hindu do their prayers.
He went to the church.
He went to the church. He went to bed. He went everywhere in the world to show the people the path of the true path of life. You know?
And we use the word Mecca and referred it to a Muslim individual, but it's not just Muslims. It's English people, Christians.
I'm giving an example. Yeah,
exactly, yeah. And it's everywhere. So you've got to be careful, you know. And even in your own faith, even in the Sikh community, there's groomers and working internally. So you've got to look at all the you know, the information and the possible signs. The other thing that I wanted to say, Gyaniji, is that yes, we get the fact that, you know, you don't know your roots, and you said that your parents haven't got the start. It's not just about the start. You need to, you know, and I go back to the word that I said, basics.
The value.
Know the value, know the basics. The Sikh people are so diluted because you've got some people who come with their own beliefs. Bay Sunday nu aani karida, Tuesday nu baal ni noide, aani karida, oni karida. But that's not in Sikhi, that's Hindu.
Nothing in Sikhi.
You know, and then you look at dramas and you see hearts being put on photos, but we don't do that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of mixed messages that being sent to the youth and the older generation, and I'm talking to you, the Bazorg, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, but ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਰਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਨਹੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਏਦਾਂ, ਨਹੀਂ, you are the responsibility. If you don't teach your children, then you're letting somebody else teach them.
Yeah, simple as
that.
If I give you an example of a young girl, you know.
2 minutes, can you do that?
Right. I'll give you an example of a young girl. I remember I went to this council house for a meeting, and she came. She was working in the council with with a normal kapde and all this stuff. You know, she came down, and she blah Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and I blah back Fateh, you know.
Yeah.
And I was a bit shocked because normally they say Sat Sri Akal or they say hi, you know.
Yeah.
But you blah Fateh, that means you have got some values, you know.
Exactly.
And then she said, "Do you remember me?" I said, I cannot remember because it's been 20 years and so many students I've gone through. She said, I used to attend your Gurmat class. Me and my two brothers used to attend for quite a number of years. And I'm glad that I attended the class. I'm glad that I understand the value of Sikhi. I might not have taken my Amrit, but I know my value. Wow. I know where I stand. I know my grounds.
She knows the basics.
Basics. So I think that is very, very important. We are not saying that Jake Amar Shakalo Hana. What I'm trying to say is you should understand your value, where you come from, all the great sacrifice the Sikhs have done, so that we can be proud to be Sikhs. I say all the simple values, once you understand that, and then no one can shake your grounds.
Exactly.
A lot of parents, I'm going to say this openly, what I've seen, because in fact I was sitting down there where 2-3 parents were talking to each other and saying that we don't want to send the kids to this camp or Gurumat class and so on, or they got studies, we want them to study, we want them to get something in their career, in their life, you know. I said, that's fine. I said, of course, you need them to go through the university degrees, get a good job and so on, but while doing that, you also need your value of Sikhi.
Yeah.
I said, wherever there's Gurumat class, wherever there's Gurumat camp, do send your kids. Doesn't matter any Gurdwara. Wherever there's something where your kids can learn the value of Sikhi, send them from the young age itself. Or once they grow 14, 15, 16, and then it's very difficult to get them.
It's true. You spend 40 hours at work or more, your children spend 30, 35 hours at school. What's 1 hour on a Sunday?
No, one of the mum...
In any Gurkar, 1 hour on a Sunday, naale tusi vi jao, seva karo, Gurbani suno, while your children learn a bit more about the religion they've been born into.
No.
But that's where we are. So thank you for watching the show today. I hope you've not been offended or upset by any of the comments made today or any of the, you know, some of the things that we've said. It's all from research, it's all from cases that Gyaniji has seen and the same patterns, so the facts are there. You know, like we said, if there's any issues, any problems, please give us a call. We're here to help you. So from myself, Sadnam Singh, Gyani Sukha Singh Ji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.